The current state of snail farming in Ghana is good. People are getting to know snail farming now. People are interested in farming snail now, unlike before. Yeah, so it's well. It's growing fast. Okay, what brought about the association, Snail Farming Association, is okay, I would say I started it myself because when I started snail farming, there was not enough snails. It's expensive, and one day I went to the market to buy, and I found out that there are lots of people selling snails like in trailer cars. I asked, where is the snail coming from? Can I buy some? They said, no, I can't buy. I have to buy from the women. Then I asked them why. They said, because the snail will not be enough to sell to everybody. So we have to buy from the original people buying from them, their customers. And the snails are coming from Ivory Coast. I was like, why? I want to buy Ghana snail. They said there's no much Ghana snails to buy. You can buy Ghana snail, maybe go to the village, ask them. But here in the market, you can't get like a lot of snails like that to buy. So that's what made me like start thinking, okay, then I can try to get people joined together and grow it like an association so they can be able to get more snails to supply to people or that buy from people bringing from Ivory Coast. And so that's why, that's how the association started. Then we went for more research to see how we can get more farmers joined. We started going online to see who is the snail farmer in Ghana so that we can call them to come together and going to the market to ask women why they are selling snail from Ivory Coast, not from Ghana. You see, so now finding that there's not much snail farmers in Ghana, so therefore the association is to get people together, to encourage people to farm so that we can collaborate and get more snail to sell. Since we started the association, the achievement is that most of the farmers don't really know what they are doing. So we organize our training quarterly. We have meetings also quarterly to encourage them to farm. And we also now have plans for the future of the association. Yeah. The plans of the association in future is to be able to have like what we call snail bank, where like you're farming snail and you don't even know what to sell, where to sell it. Then the association have a bank where you bank your snail. Then we go out, seek for buyers, then they'll buy it in bulk from us. Then if eventually we have people that we export, then we're not going looking for snail anywhere because we already have a bank where we bank our snail, where most of the association bank their snail. So it's easy for us to sell in a bulk. Yep. Anybody can join. Snail farmers, already snail farmers, potential snail farmers can join. Yeah, it's very accessible. Yeah. Brats, you only join. Yeah, you only join on the ground of the meeting. It's not open to everybody to just see it online and join. You have to be on one of our meetings to really feel that you want to join us. Then you fill our form. Then that's it. You become a member. Yeah. The association, how it sustains itself is that we have our annual dues we pay. Yeah. So before you come in, you pay a due of like 60 cedis. So we use it like whenever we go for our meetings, we refresh ourselves from the money, or the registration money, and we also go for farm visits for anybody that call the association. My snails are not doing well, so we bring up people, just like 2-3 people to go visit your farm. Then we fund them from the association money that we got from the registration. Yeah. How we control like diseases in snail farming? At the first place, snail doesn't have no disease, doesn't have any disease affecting them like we have like poultry, we have like some flu or anything. So far, we don't have any disease affecting snails. Snails die due to negligence and the environment. Yeah. So that's why when we come together, we really advise ourselves that this is how your snail house should be, your snail pen or wherever system you're using, we try to encourage everybody to keep it humid so that your snail will not be dying. So there's no disease affecting snail for now because snails are very organic. The best condition for growing snails, your environment have to be humid, cool, wind-free, and the most important thing, the sun. Snail cannot grow well or sustain itself where there's a very hot weather. No, that's why it's seasonal. When it's dry season, they all go and they're hiding. So now they're on captivity. So you should be able to provide them a very cool environment for them to survive the hot weather. Yeah. Because I talked about feeding, okay, snails are organic, like I said before. They eat more vegetables, so we feed them more vegetables. Snails are organic, they don't take chemicals, they don't take injections. They are nocturnal animals, so they don't see, but they smell. Their sense of smell is very high. So if they smell any chemical, they will not go there. And if you force them in there, they will die. So we feed them more vegetable like dandelion, garden egg leaf, okra leaves, and we give them calcium. Because no matter how kind of system of snail farming you're doing, whether intensive and extensive, like indoor farming or outdoor farming, they are still under captivity. So it should be able to provide them a lot of calcium for them to sustain their shells. You see, at the wild, they have like millions of vegetables they eat, like medicinal to them. But when you're training them, they're in the captivity. So you should be able to provide a lot of vegetables and fruits for them and calcium. We use eggshell as a calcium. We blend it to powder and feed them. So it gives them like a calcium for their shells. And we give them like what we call feed, formulation feed for snails, which is comprises of carbohydrate, protein. Carbohydrate we use like corn, maize, like protein we use like soybeans or moringa leaf. Then the protein we use like granules or palm kernel. Yes, we try to do it organic because if it's chemical, they won't eat it. And when they eat it, they will die. Snail is a very slow-growing animal. So we try to reduce the inputs. So we train everybody, all the association members. Most of them are not knowledgeable about snail farming. So most of the people that are very knowledgeable about snail, we'll gather them together and call those ones that are not very knowledgeable. Then we'll train on feed formulation so that you should be able to provide the feed for yourself instead of going to buy so that you can reduce your input. Yeah, we don't really sell to them. So, but individually, anybody can be like, okay, I want to buy because I don't have time to produce the feed. Then they can call anybody, maybe any farmer to buy from them. But it's not what we encourage. We encourage everybody to learn and know how to formulate their feed so that you can reduce your input because snails are very slow-growing animals. So if you keep buying, then your input will be high. So when you get to the outputs, you won't really make much. The challenges we are having now is number one, members trying to grow their snails very fast. And secondly, the most challenging part is that we have a lot of things that we want to do, like the association wants to come up with a canned snail. So we need investors to at least help us achieve that aim. And the association wants to come out with what we call snail sausage. So we need some investors to invest in the association so that the association can achieve its goal. Because our main goal is to be able to supply snail all year round. And they'll also help people understand that snail farming is also an agricultural practice. So they can do it because it's very lucrative to do. We need like investors to come in so that we can be able to achieve the things we want to do. Yeah, like we need machines for snail sliming, and the association is trying to raise money, but we are finding it difficult for now to do. But we can have like somebody trying to invest in us, then we can do that. Anybody that's ready to do business can join the collaboration with us to do it well. Yeah. Okay, what we've learned is that you see, because of the climate change, we've come up with a very advanced way of farming snails, which is very good for us, so that the climate won't be affecting us so much. Like this year, last year and this year, the climate change was very affected snail farmers a lot. the snail were not laying egg as expected, and the babies were not growing well because of the climate change. So now we've come up with some advanced way of farming snails so that we can sustain our snails. Okay, the Ghanaian market is open in eating and buying AA snail, what we call akatina. The local name they call it here is anwapa. We have different kinds of snail. We have the AA, we have the AM, and we have the AF. The AA is what they call anwapa. The AM is what they call mpobre, and the AF is what we call like the foolish snail, the garden snail, the one you see around your house. Ghanaians are very choosy. They don't really eat that one. They don't even touch it. Then the AM, which is the mpobre, just few people that eat that one is from. They don't really eat it much. So Ghanaian market, if you want to start a snail farming, you have to go with AA, that is Nwapa, Akatina. Yeah, it's very, the market is big here in Ghana. Yeah, so that's what we do mostly in our farms. Yeah, that's what we farm. Okay, what's the area of we planning to give back to the society's number is very big. We plan going from region to region to train people to come into snail farming. Because we noticed that here in Ghana, people still see snail like what you can go to your backyard and pick, and people still see snail as a hobby. I'm a snail farmer, I'm just doing it for a hobby, I like snail, but snail farming is a business enterprise. So we want people to understand the benefit in snail farming. So we are going around to train people, especially people in the village, to start snail farming so we can buy back the snails, and also train most youths. You see, what's number one thing we lack as a farmer and the association, and every farmer is a farm hand. So we also want to train people. You can work in a farm as a worker and be paid well. Yeah, because most of us are looking for workers. Some don't even have. Okay, and some of them go to the village and get somebody like, okay, when I was in the village, I used to take care of snails. And they don't even have knowledge about how they take care of snails. Then you bring them in, then your snails will be dying because they're not really taking care of them. So we want to train more people out there so that let them know that you can still work with having the knowledge of snail farm. You can work with it. You can manage people's farm, and also train people to also come into the industry so that we can buy back the snail if they don't have market for it. We are ready to buy for them. So we want people to join the industry so that we can grow the industry. Yeah, so that's the number one way of we giving back to society. We want to be training people free. Anybody that want to train, we train them free. Yep. Apart from the association, my farm is Divine Snail Farm, GH. So I train a lot of students. They also come here for their intensive. I've had somebody from Kwame Nkrumah University. I've had like 3 people come here for their intensive, and some of them are here for research to see how the snail grow, to know what they feed on, and for their project work. Yeah, I've done that personally. My farm, I've done a lot of that. In the association, we've not done that because we've not gotten a place like we can situate it like this farm is for this association. We don't have that yet. We only have the individual's farm. So like people go to individual's farm for anything they want. So as the association also is looking for a place to establish like the association farm, that is where we get our snail bank. Yeah. The way forward of snail farming in Ghana is big because the demand is high, and we are having a lot of exporters, people that want to be exporting snails from Ghana to outside, and we can't meet the demand. So we want more people to come so that we can meet the demands of snail farming. And we have, like this year, for instance, the association was able to sell some tons of snails to our buyers, and we couldn't even meet up the demands of the person of our buyer. So the future is very bright for snail farmers. Yeah, snails take time to grow. That is the honest truth. If you go to the internet, you see like 8 months, but it's not true. The snail can get to 2 years before you get to the market side, 2 years or more, depending on the system you're using. If you're using the intensive, that is the indoor snail, the growth are slow. If you're using the extensive, which is the outdoor system, like greenhouse, free range, they grow faster. They can take like a year, 6 months to 2 years. But the intensive, you can get to 3 years to grow. So, yep. If you are interested in joining snail farm, come. It's very good, it's very lucrative, you won't regret joining it. Because it's a farm that you can join without you spending so much. Yeah, it's very easy. You can start it from anywhere. It's not space, doesn't consume a lot of space. And yeah, we encourage you to come into the industry. It's very good. Snail farming is one aspect we encourage people to do. You don't really have to have your own farm before you can do snail business. That's what we call snail business. Then students can really tap into doing snail packaging. You can get a farmer, buy snail from them, clean them and package it. That is, market it yourself. Yeah, we encourage students to join into the industry. It will do them very good. You can make a lot of money selling snails. Because snail is one meat that everybody wants. Most people want to eat, but most people don't know how to clean it or don't want to clean it. But you as a student that you don't have a job, you don't know anything to do, you can join the industry of selling snail, either the frozen snails or the dry snails. Yeah, people love to buy.